Good evening, gamers, and welcome to Game Overcast. If you're wondering why I'm speaking this way, it's because my voice doesn't work normally.
Yay!
Jesus.
You are something. You are a horse of a different color.
Horse is the exact color I am. Is horse a color? Hey, that reminds me of a joke. Why did the pony need a drink of water?
Oh no, why?
Because he was a little horse.
What?
He was horse. Like.
I know. That was cute.
Thank you. Welcome to Game Overcast,
Hello.
episode 31. I am Matt. We are joined today by
The collective.
Yes, we are the Matt. Resistance is futile. As previously
You
said,
are
my voice is
Locutus
a
of
little.
Matt?
What?
You are Locutus of Matt.
Is it Locuteness? We are the kawaii of Matt.
Sure.
We've come to bring robots and bunny rabbits to all of the world, and you will take them.
Yes. Okay.
So anyway, my voice is a little trashed. It's a couple octaves deeper than it usually is. I'm starting to think it's going to be just permanently like this until the end of time. I'll wake up and be like, oh, just forever now.
It's probably. I don't think you're permanently stuck, but it's probably going to take you a while.
It's going to be a little while. Yeah.
Yeah.
As we will explain later on, it's been a long weekend. This
fun
show
weekend, though.
is going to be a little late because we were recording
Yeah.
this on the 1st, and it's supposed to be out now. It's supposed to be out 12 hours ago, but hey. You know what? Sorry. It's a busy week. No, what happened was, you see what happened was, most of the show is about Classic Game Fest. The Classic Game Fest just happened in Austin this weekend. If you were there, woo!
Yay.
If not,
It was super fun. You
But
should have been there.
It was great. Yeah, you had to have been there. But originally we were going to record a show at the con, and then due to circumstances of both being incredibly tired and then forgetting my equipment in the van, and then other just random things, it just didn't happen.
I know it was like one thing after another.
It really was.
Things
where it's like,
kept just
we're too
stacking
tired
up.
tonight. We'll do it tomorrow.
Yeah.
We'll do it tomorrow. Oh, we can't. The recording equipment's in the van, and then it got taken to HQ, and then we're not going to go back to HQ because everyone's tired. It's 11 o'clock. So
Yeah.
we just kind of said, "To heck with it." Unfortunate though it may be. So here we are now. But we'll get back to that. So, hello, welcome to Game Overcast. I've said this several times already, but hello again, welcome.
We're tired. We're hanging.
Still in
We're
a
still
state
reeling,
of recovery. It's really bad. Well, let's kick it off normally with a little bit of now playing. Brittany, would you like to begin, or would you like me to begin
No,
this time?
you begin.
I will begin to begin.
Okay.
Beginning with Final Fantasy XIV. I don't know if I mentioned this in the last show because I was just getting back into it, but I am officially back on that horse. There's lots of horses in this show. If you notice that, there's like figurative horses, literal horses. We actually rode a horse to the show tonight. I don't know how he got there.
Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry.
Bizarre. I am always just so exciting. What can I say? It's good stuff.
I mean, I wasn't going to say anything, but I'm kidding.
Forever proof that little people are just sassy and angry.
We're savage.
Have I talked about my
in case
theory
you were
on little
wondering.
people before, by the way?
That
on the
we're
show?
savage?
No, my theory of little people and the invisible fence.
Yeah, exactly.
On this show. I haven't? Okay, so get this right, guys.
But I'm saying your theory is that little people are savage.
Well, I mean, that's just a fact. That's not even a theory. That's just truth. Like, if you are a little person, or no little person specifically, you understand. They're all like cute and nice and happy, and then you don't give them ice cream or something, and just all hell breaks loose. So here's my theory on why it's just like little dogs. Like why little people are just angrier and more like defensive.
What the heck?
I believe that it's like an optical illusion. There is a fence or like a wall that borders every little person, and you can't see it if you're taller because it's like a hologram, and you look over. But if you're on that level, there's like just like a white picket fence that you guys can't see over, and it pisses you off so much. So you like take it out on all of us tall people or, or normal height people.
I have to say, I don't mind being short. I really don't.
You don't
it's
until
super
you
cool
need something.
When
though.
you're on a ladder and you're like, yeah, I feel like really awesome and super tall.
You know what's more super cool
But-
is when I can reach the same shelf without the ladder, and you're like moving ladders. And
I
I'm
do.
like,
I need a stool that I like carry around with me. You know, it could be like one of a bag that folds out into a stool. That'd be
like
amazing.
a Mary Poppins, like.
That'd be amazing.
Or
I
you
could definitely use that.
Or you could just be over 4 feet, 11, and not have to worry about it. Your legs are your stools.
Oh
You
goodness.
have stool legs. Whatever. Anyway, so that's my theory on little people. That and you're just genetically predisposed to be more vicious because predators used to attack you because you're smaller and more vulnerable. So like the lions would go after you and leave tall people alone because we're more of like we're fighters and we're taller people, you know.
But you would think that they would leave us alone because we're fighters, according to you.
Well, that's
Short people
you had
are
to
fighters.
you had to become that though because you were obviously the smaller, meeker prey, so you had to be more vicious. I'm telling you, man, like, look at dogs. Like, I've had big dogs and little dogs. And little dogs are, like, the angriest little suckers in the universe. And big dogs are like, whatever. Right? Like, you know, like, every big dog I've ever seen is kind of like, yeah, I'm a puppy.
I don't know. I've met some
And
pretty
little dogs
mean... I've met some mean big dogs.
Well, that's maybe because you're small and they
That's
know
true.
you're evil. See, like, us big people hang out together. And we're like, yeah. And we're just chill. And you come in and it's like, uh-oh. Quick, give her ice cream.
Oh, God.
Anyway,
welcome to the video game
I'm
podcast.
not how sure this branched off of Final Fantasy 14.
It turned into the Short People Dog podcast. Short Dogs
Short Dog Podcast. Pocket full of puppies. Yay. Would that be? No, that's kind of squishy. Anyways, so Final Fantasy 14, I'm officially head over heels back into Final Fantasy 14. I don't know what got me back into it. I was just looking for an MMO to play, and the market is very slim right now. I tried playing Elder Scrolls
It's
again.
unfortunate.
I'm sorry, Alexa. That game sucks. It still sucks. I talked to her before, and she was like, it's really good. And I was like, it wasn't very good. And she's like, well, what'd you play? I'm like, I played the beta and was heavily disappointed. And like, you got to get back into it. It's great. So I gave that game a couple freaking years. Oh, that's right, because Somerset just came out. And it was on sale on the Steam sale. I was like, oh, I'm going to get it. Whatever. So I got it. Played it for like 30 hours, I think, if that. And I'm like, man, this game sucks. It's like everything's really...
Why?
It's just like all the good parts of Elder Scrolls don't work in an MMO. You know, not only is the game very ugly because it's like very bland, it's like a very muddy... Like the lighting effects are really played. They keep adding new lighting effects to it. It's like, oh, look at that sunset and the really ugly, disgusting ground textures that's just bouncing off of. But the combat was just, It's like you hit things and you hit back and there's magic and there's stuns and just...
I mean, but all of those things are also in Final Fantasy 14.
Right. It's more of like real time. In Elder Scrolls, you have to like run around and like left like light attacks and heavy. Like it sounds like Elder Scrolls should be more fun because it's much more active and you have to actually like dodge and stuff. But it's not. It just felt very repetitive. And I felt like maybe once I got more abilities, it would get less stale. It did not. It was not. I was not happy about it. So I just kind of called it a day and just kind of like, you know, went our separate ways. Went, okay, you know what? When Elder Scrolls 6, when Elder Scrolls 6 comes out, whew, that was a mouthful, I'll play that. And I will enjoy that. But Elder Scrolls Online, we're never going to be friends.
That's interesting because I always thought Elder Scrolls had a really great MMO feel to it. Like it would make an excellent MMO.
Me too. But
So that's kinda
it's still,
strange.
it just feels like it's missing something. And I have a hard time placing what it is. I just didn't like it. Oh yeah, all the armor is disgusting. I had the same like ugly armor for like 20 levels. And I kept like, yeah, new armor. It's the same skin. Ugh.
Oh.
And it was just a shame. I'm sure it got better at level 50, but...
Are there microtransactions? Like, could you have purchased
Well, it's a
different set of
buy-to-play
armor?
game, so I'm sure I could have. In fact, I'm almost positive I could have.
That's probably why.
And that sucks, because the same thing exists. Like, there's a cash shop in Final Fantasy, too, where you can get this awesome, like, little goth lowly dress and a scythe, but the regular armor still looks good.
Yeah.
I say good, because there's also some really ugly armor, as we will get into. But I just couldn't do it. So I picked up 14 again, and I tried to do something different. I tried playing a healer for the first time ever in an MMO. Playing and I figured, I'll do
That
healer.
is so hard.
Yes.
It doesn't matter whatever MMO it is that I am playing or whatever game it is that I am playing, I refuse to play a healer.
You also have no patience.
I can't do it.
Like, you like
Yeah, that's
murdering.
true.
Like, you won't play a tank either. You just like to kill things.
I do.
You like to get in there and go... brr, brr, brr.
It's so fun though. And it's like a rush.
It is.
But yeah, I can't. It's too much pressure when you play the healer. It takes, and I am the first to admit this, it takes a special kind of person to play a healer. But I cannot do it for the life of me. I'm awful.
I am actually having a tremendous amount of fun with it.
I would get stressed and I would accidentally heal a bush. and
or the enemies
or something.
Thankfully, you
That
can't
would be
heal
me.
the enemies in 14. Otherwise, I would have by now. But for a little while, like it starts off pretty easy, like in the earlier dungeons, especially because everyone else is already super high level. So you get level scale, but you still have the better armor and stuff. So it starts off very easy. But I'm hitting that point where, like in the mid 60s now, where things are starting to kind of balance out. It's kind of like a whew kind of thing.
Well, I mean, your entire party relies on you.
Yep.
And you could either make the dungeon
You make or
super,
break it very
not
much.
exactly, not super easy, but you either make the dungeon enjoyable or not.
Pretty much. You
Yeah.
are definitely one of those factors.
Yeah.
It's a lot of fun. I really, really like it. I like the panic heal moments where the tank is an absolute madman. It keeps grabbing more enemies. As long as he stops and lets me heal him, because as a white mage, I don't have very many instant heal attacks. I have more now instant heal attacks. It's like, get better. I don't have a lot of instant heals, and I'll move on.
I am so
asleep.
sorry.
Goodness gracious. But it's great. I'm just loving it. I love the music. I love the art style. I love the bright colors. I love all the pretty costumes. There's robots in the game, which is surprising, but there are. I'm running through the Alexander raid now, where you know who Alexander is in Final Fantasy, the big gigantic steam-powered thing. Well, you go inside of him and fight a series of robots that have like rocket punches and they combine. There's evil possessed dolls. There's upside down castles. There's dragons. And it's good.
Sounds amazing.
I mean, there's a reason why so many people still play it. I mean, it's really.
I mean,
good.
I think I got to what?
You got to like level 17, I think.
I don't think so.
It was somewhere.
I thought it was only 10.
It was somewhere between 10 and like you weren't a black mage yet. You need to play more of it because it's real good. But anyway, so we can move on. I wanted to that's what I'm playing, and I'm thoroughly and just enjoying the heck out of it with my white mage. It's great. I didn't get to play it all weekend because we're at CGF, so I'm finally off the train a bit. But I'll probably hop right back on as soon as we have time again after editing the show. But it's real good. The only tough part with it is soloing is really hard with the white mage because you can't kill me. Like, you can try real hard and you can't kill me. I'm just like, and alive. More alive. So much aliveness right now, but I don't have a lot of attacks. And even though I'm high level, I have almost all of my attack spells I'm ever going to have. And I'm still kind of like, throw rocks at you. Wind. So it's like, I am not the best puncher kicker in the universe. But when I'm in a group, I think I do a pretty good job.
See,
healing.
that's what I think is hard. English is really hard.
Contagious.
That's what I think is hard about those types of characters or playing a healer because you don't really. I mean, of course, you're a support character. So you don't really do any kind of damage. So I feel like you have to have a lot of patience. You have to be on your toes all the time because everybody is relying on you. And then you don't really get the fun of being able to kill things.
But see, you still hit things. I get the fun of not letting people die, which is nice because there are
That's
fights.
true.
There are fights where, like you fight Nidhogg, which is this awesome dragon. If you guys don't know who Nidhogg is, in the game specifically, no spoilers, but you fight Nidhogg. He's talked about, so obviously you fight Nidhogg. It's not that big spoilers. It's Heaven's Word stuff, and you're fighting him, and he has this attack where he just levels in on someone, and the whole party has to come together and stand there to take it on the face. Because if one person does, that person's going to die.
Yeah.
So as a healer, you're like, heal everyone. And he's a punch them, and it's like, no, you won't kill them. Yes, I will. No, you won't kill them. And it's
Okay, I take it back. That actually seems pretty exciting.
It's very
but
like
too much
like
pressure.
the
I couldn't do it.
sweeping music, and you're just like, white magic, and he's like, fireballs. And like, I'm pretty magic. I'm not. It's really good. Because it's resource management, where if you can keep everyone alive really fast, but then your mana's going to be gone. And then everyone's like, why isn't the white mage healing anything? You're on the ground like, it's really good. Sorry. What are you playing now, Brittany?
Oh, man, I've been thinking about this. Actually, I don't think I've been playing anything. No.
Really?
I haven't played anything in a while because I have been working on stuff I was working on stuff for CGF.
That's true.
So basically all of my spare time went to finishing pieces or printing pieces and preparation for Classic Game Fest. So I actually haven't played anything in a while. I did renew my Final Fantasy 14 time, but I unfortunately haven't touched it.
Oh, well, we'll fix that. I know you
And I'm
wanted
thinking, I don't know what I should do. Should I create another character or should I stay with my Lolafel?
You have to because I changed servers. So if you want to play with me, you have to.
No.
Just make a new Lala, man. You were level like what? You said 10 or
I think I
17.
was 10.
It doesn't take long. It's not going to be
That's
that
true.
bad.
That's
Or
true.
you could pick like a real character, not a
Well,
potato
I wouldn't
person.
even remember where I was going.
Exactly.
Where I was going with that character anyway.
So I think you'll be just fine. We're making excellent. We might actually have a show that lasts under an hour for a change.
You know, that's so funny.
Happen.
I was telling somebody okay.
We'll get to that.
Okay.
I know what you're going to say. We'll get to that.
Yeah.
Just fingers crossed. Hope springeth eternal. We're going to go right into our question of the month.
This one's hard. I already know. Okay, go ahead.
Okay. Well, Avi, you're... Surprise!
Wait, no.
So this month, our question is, what video game world would you like to live in? And are you
so difficult.
Really sure about that? Because the catch is, it's you. Like, you're not going to live in a world as Mario or as Cloud.
Yeah.
It's going to be you. So I also specifically want to put this out to all the listeners also. What world would you want to live in? And think, like, as a couple examples, like, I thought to myself, oh, I love The Witcher. I'd like to wait a minute.
I mean, The Witcher would be super amazing.
Except for the fact that you'd probably be poor and or dead or eaten by a goblin or die of the pox.
But what if you were...
Or be branded a witch.
A Witcher.
Nope, just you. You right here.
So I can't be the Witcher?
You wouldn't be a Witcher. You wouldn't be one of the witches.
Okay,
You
no.
would just be you. You would be screwed.
Yeah, I wouldn't do that.
So please let us know what you think. I think the best things you could come up with. Podcast, GameOverVideogames.com.
Yes.
We've been getting a couple emails about it lately, which is great. Or on
Yay,
the YouTube channel, let us know.
That's awesome.
I think this is a really kind of interesting question because it's like, if you really break it down, a lot of video game worlds are not very hospitable to the standard
Not really, because one of the things that I was going to say was Katamari, but no, because I have the potential to get rolled up. And that would be...
Do you have your answer?
I mean, no.
It's
really hard.
At first, I was like, I'll live in Gundam world, but I'd probably be one of those unlucky saps on Australia when they dropped the colony, so that wouldn't work.
I think I know.
You think I know? I've decided I would probably like to live in a place like, probably Cyberpunk, actually.
Oh, man!
Was that where you were going?
I was thinking about it, yeah.
Well, and here's my reasoning, because it is a kind of a nasty, gritty Cyberpunk world, but it is a place where, the average Joe could get augmented in a fashion where he could make something of him or herself, as opposed to you're just straight up screwed if you aren't Mario or something. So I think that could work out pretty well, or not, and I might get murdered and have my brainstem stolen, a la Battle Angel. I mean, it's okay. But it's an idea, and I think that would work out pretty cool.
Okay.
Plus, lots of neon lights, lots of great music. Technoir.
Man, that would be amazing. Jamming out to
Just this is what actually one of our conversations is what made me think of this question. We were talking about, man, I want Cyberpunk now, because we were talking about a lot of synthwave music the other day and all this stuff. Like, man, that would be so awesome and so horrifying all at the same time. Because you said, God, I wish it was still the '80s. I'm like, no, you don't. No one wishes it was still the '80s. Everyone wishes it was...
the '80s was amazing.
Everyone wishes it was 2018 with a lot more neon and a lot, more rain.
I think what you said is you wish that it was cyberpunky environments.
Yes.
It's still, that stuff was really popular in the '80s, so it's very reminiscent of the '80s, but... it's very futuristic. So it's like that retro futurism.
Yeah.
Exactly.
That's what you want. So that's what got me. I'm like, you know what? Yeah, I could do that. And Cyberpunk 2077 seemed to has that just
absolutely
spot on there, where it's this kind of gritty, retro futuristic thing with lots of internet, but everything's got tubes coming out of it. Sorry, just tubes. Is it tubes?
Okay. So it's really hard for me. It's one of three.
Okay, go
one
for
of
it.
three. Okay, so I wouldn't mind living in... Wait, maybe four.
Okay.
Okay.
I
wouldn't mind living in an Animal Crossing world. That would be legit.
You would be the freak in that world,
Don't
actually,
lie.
I had to say. I mean, that would be cool, but just live in the town and catch bugs and fruit.
Lots of animals.
I mean, I'm not disagreeing. I'm just watching you slowly train wreck yourself for some reason here. Like, I like bunny rabbits.
No, okay. Animal Crossing would be super cool because it's super chill.
Yeah.
And then you could go listen to KK Slider. You could go to the museum.
That would be really
you
boring,
could see
though, I gotta say.
art.
It would be cool.
You could pick fruit.
And
you
safe.
can build your house.
No one's died in Animal Crossing yet.
I mean, that's true.
The Switch version of Animal Crossing is going to introduce industrial accidents.
Oh, no.
You can pollute the town as the mayor. It's like Stardew Valley. You can bring in the big corporations and the little shops go out of business and everyone's homeless. And you're just like,
Oh no, that
Tom
would be
Nook's
so
all
sad.
rich and everything with a cigar. I mean, that's already the case, but you know.
True story. But yeah, that would be cool.
Okay.
World 2, Detroit, Become Human.
Okay, so, wow. Yeah,
That's kind of dark though, huh?
it is. But I mean,
But that would
that's
be rad.
cyberpunky with lots of awesome robots.
Yes.
I'll take it.
But I would take that environment.
Would you buy yourself a robot and like give them little hats to wear and stuff and everything?
Absolutely. That would be so awesome.
robot's just
And
like,
it wouldn't be a
"Nah."
Daniel situation. I would keep
Hi,
them
Daniel.
forever. We would be friends forever. Okay.
Until a new model came out and you're like, Daniel,
No, never.
bro.
Daniel will never be replaced.
Sorry, Daniel.
He will never be replaced. Okay. So I wouldn't mind living in that world. And then Tron. Tron would be rad.
Okay.
Tron all
I
the
like
way.
that
That would
one.
be so cool.
Y'all getting a pattern here, by the way. A lot of fantasy worlds here to be spoken of.
I mean, that would be cool too, but no.
Because most
Tron.
NPCs in fantasy worlds, they're either quest givers or just like there who's like, man, I gotta go out and like clean the chocobo stables or something again. Blah. And then Sephiroth comes along and cuts them all in half. It's not a good life at all.
I mean, that doesn't happen to everyone, I'm sure.
No. But then you like sit in one place all day long and be like, hi, would you like some apples? Hi, would you like some, apples, tubes.
I would think it would be like a Toy Story thing where
Once the player leaves, they're like,
Yeah.
party!
yeah, exactly, and they can do their own thing, and it's like,
see
man, like
that.
a Wreck-It Ralph.
Yeah, that'd be cool. I could do that. Sweet. Right. Well done, madam. Way to pull it through there. Once again,
That was hard though.
I really want to see what else y'all can think of because I didn't think of any of those, but so well done. So let us know. Podcast at gameovervideogames.com. Are we going to take a break? A brack? A break? What time is it? Yeah, we can take a break. Whatever. We're going to take a break. We're going to take a break. We're going to take a break. You can take a break. Break. Cool. Bye. Hey everyone, Matt here. And has this ever happened to you? You're in your local Game Over looking for a specific game and they don't have it. Not to worry, friends. GameOverVideogames.com has got your back. Just go to our website and chances are we'll have what you need.
But Matt, I don't want to pay any shipping fees.
How did you get into my house? Not to worry, random lady. Just select the pick up and store option and we'll send it to the Game Over store of your choice within 30 days at no extra cost to you. So hop on today and check it out. GameOverVideogames.com. Making retro gaming easier with the power of the internet. Greetings, programs. Welcome back to
Well,
Game
hello.
Overcast. I'm once again way down here because it's the only octave that doesn't hurt.
The blue pill or the red one?
Or both. Man, Neil
Hey,
would be tripping.
Which one did he take? Because I don't even remember.
pill.
It is the red pill?
Yes.
There we go. Matrix would be cool.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
No.
That would be rad.
Why?
Because
You'd
it'd
be
be
just
cool to
some
live in that
random
world.
schmuck like in the last city, like living in a hole somewhere, being afraid
But
of the
they
robots.
don't know they live in the Matrix.
Oh, you want to live in the Matrix.
Yeah.
But you live in a projection of the normal world. Also, what point?
Maybe. Okay, I guess that's true. Okay, living in the Matrix.
That's also not a video game.
There are Matrix video
Yes,
games.
but that doesn't count.
That doesn't count? What?
No.
It's still a video game.
No, not enough.
Okay, fine.
There needs to be a large
That'd be
portion
cool,
of video
though.
games. There needs to be like 50 plus at that point. So DBZ, sure.
Okay,
Gundam, definitely sure. You know,
fair enough. I'm shocked you didn't say Gundam.
that I mentioned Gundam, but I get the feeling I'd just be like a random Joe and not be a pilot and die. So I'd just be like one of the guys in Australia who just gets crushed by the colony.
Oh, that's right.
Like, oh no!
Okay, fair enough.
Prevent the drop. Are we ready to proceed?
Yes, we are.
All right, let us get into. Before we go on that, let's have a quick listener email I want to talk about real quick. Brett sent us an email, specifically me asking if I'd played Metal Arms. Yes.
Glitch in the system? Is that what
That's
it's
it.
called?
Moving on. Yeah, Metal Arms is a glitch in the system.
What system is that for?
PS2, GameCube, Xbox. It was made in 2003, if I'm not mistaken, by a group called Swingin' Ape Studios. It's like a little third-person shooter. I replied to you already, Brett, but this is just for everybody else who's curious.
like me,
Yes.
because I didn't know.
It plays very much like Jet Force Gemini, or specifically makes me feel a lot like Ratchet and Clank, where you play like a beefed up, angrier yellow crank, and you go around shooting things. And there's a lot of vehicle sequences where you're in this turret in your vehicle and stuff and everything. It's really cute. It wasn't fantastic, but it was good though. A lot of fun. Cute little robot, lots of neat little guns and everything. I mean, you played Ratchet and Clank.
Yeah.
It's like that.
Oh,
Or it's like
sounds
Jet
really
Force
cute.
Gemini, or it reminds me a lot of like Armed Dangerous,
Yeah.
which I think I've talked about on the show before. Just a fantastic, funny game. Funny thing about Swing and Ape Studios is this was their only game.
Aw, sad.
Yeah, you were right, Brett. I did a little bit of homework on this, and seems that they made Metal Arms, and then they were working with Blizzard on this one game called StarCraft Ghost, if anyone's ever heard of that game before. Yeah, that didn't work out too well. And I couldn't get a lot of concrete details, but they just disappeared after StarCraft Ghost was put on indefinite hold, I think was the term for
That's
it.
a bummer.
in my
Did this
notes.
game not do very well?
No, Metal Arms did fine. It received okay reviews and it sold okay. But as a first game for a studio, it was really good. It wasn't like it wasn't perfect, but pretty darn good. Nice multiplat across all systems. Yeah, does pretty well. Most people still want it. Like, it doesn't hang out in the stores for very long either. So it's pretty popular. Cool game, not expensive. Like, $10, $15, I think.
Oh, wow,
depending on
that's
last
not
time I
bad.
checked. But
I'm gonna have to track it down.
yeah,
and
I think
play it.
I think I have it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because you're like a cute little like construction-looking robot
Aw,
with like a little steam shovel jaw and like.
that sounds really precious.
It's adorable.
have to
It's
try it.
absolutely adorable. So that game was awesome. But yeah, thanks for writing us. Definitely cool. So talking about that,
Yay!
when we get into CGF, you more so than me, but we saw a whole lot of people this weekend. that actually came
Yes,
out and
we
found us.
did.
That
It was
awesome.
really cool. I was really surprised.
Yeah, Eliza, a lot more so than you because I spent the weekend just running around like a madman.
Yeah.
But I had one or two people come up to me, and then when I was over saying hi to you at your booth, you had someone over there talking to you, which was awesome.
Yeah.
So yeah, if we saw you, hi. Thanks for saying hi to us. That was
Yes,
great.
That was so cool
yeah,
to me.
very surprising and unexpected, but really awesome. That was really, really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I before we get into the CGF thing, I did want to say a huge thank you to the CGF crew.
You're welcome.
And the CGF crew, you guys were super hardworking. It is definitely, and the Game Over crew, of course. It is not easy to run a con. And there's always a lot going on. You can't really control some of the things that do happen. And I think that you guys did it beautifully, and it was a really awesome experience. I always love hanging out with you guys. So thank you.
Yeah, for sure. But touch back on people. So yeah, thanks for coming to see us. Make sure you come back and see us next year because we will be there again, of course.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, at least I know we'll. I'm probably drag you with me. Or you're going to have a booth again, I'm assuming. So
I would like to, yes.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Awesome.
thank you. There were a lot of people that walked up to me that told me that you enjoyed the podcast. You chit-chatted with me. I really appreciate
what's
that.
wrong with you all?
Right? I was like, are you sure? No.
Did someone give you 5? Like, did Matt? You were like asking if Matt paid you. But yeah, John said
Right.
some people came up and found
Yeah,
him.
yeah. And I just thought that was really, really cool. You bought some of my artwork. I really appreciate that.
You gave him money.
Right.
Thank you.
No, I really appreciate that. I even if you didn't do that, or if you did, it's fine. I just appreciate you
We
coming.
like you more.
No. I just appreciate you coming up to me and finding me and talking about
Yeah.
whether it was about art, whether it was about Nintendo or the podcast or
How
whatever
I'm right
it was.
about Nintendo.
How I'm right about
Thank you for
Nintendo.
that, by
Thank you
the
so
way.
much.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Thank you. I really
But
appreciate
yeah,
that.
it was a blast meeting y'all. That was cool.
It was.
Okay, so before we get any further in CGF, I do have a
Yes.
quick story to talk about.
Okay.
So anyone in Texas knows what Buc-ee's is.
Yes.
It's the best gas station ever, pretty
with
much.
the golden.
Yeah, with the
the
happy
golden
beaver,
beaver.
like on the cover. So if you don't live
We
in Texas,
worship the golden
there's
beaver.
it's a gas station called Buc-ee's, and it's
Yeah.
the big mascot with the beaver. But it's a huge, like, middle of nowhere gas station where if anyone's been on a road trip, your greatest fear is I've got to pee, and the only gas station is this like scary chainsaw massacre place. So Buc-ee's is the opposite of that. It is beg my pardon, a shining golden mecca of gas stations where they're usually gigantic. It's like a Walmart gas
Amazing
station.
snacks. Just saying.
Amazing. Not like a Walmart gas station, but it's a gas station the size of a Walmart kind of thing. Tons of food. They have their own like bakery and barbecue and like shopping for all kinds of weird stuff and just jerky and soda and candy and pickled garlic and
It's amazing.
tons of rows and rows of clean bathrooms, which is lovely when you
Which
drive
is also
a lot.
amazing.
Yeah, that's real good. But so they also have racks of wine. Okay. So on the way to CGF
yeah.
Friday morning, I drove Britt there in one of the Game Over cars, and we're going, and I was walking by the coolers to get myself a bottle of water or a Coke or whatever it was, and there were these these wire racks of wine. Like I'm walking along the coolers, and like if I'm walking this way, the coolers are to my left, and the racks of wine are to my right, and I had my keys. If you're watching, these are my keys with a stretchy Sega Genesis lanyard. You see how stretchy
Very
that is?
stretchy.
Yeah. So that lanyard in my back pocket happened to catch onto the bottle of the neck of a wine bottle. And I didn't realize it because I was half asleep, so I kept walking, and it stretched. And the wine bottle popped loose of the rack, and at the same time, my keys shot out like a missile from my back pocket. So the wine bottle flies onto the floor and shatters into a million pieces, while my keys almost take the head off of a nice old man like 20 feet away. I turn, look at the broken wine bottles at my feet, look at the very terrified man across the room, and just go, oh.
It's amazing.
And this lady like swoops in that works there, and I'm like, I'm really sorry, ma'am. And she goes, it's okay. Did you want another one? I'm like, no, it's like 8 a.m. I don't want wine.
I know, I was going to say, it's 8:30 in the morning. She's like, would you like another bottle of wine?
No, I'm good. And this old man walks up to me with the keys like, I think these are yours. I'm like, yeah, thanks.
Oh, man.
The poor guy wore flashbacks or something. It was horrible. So I very quickly bought my jerky and my Coke and got the heck out of there. And on the way back,
times.
I walked in like, Britt, go get me a drink. I'm not going over there.
I know. He was like, I don't want to go anywhere near the wine rack.
There's like a sign with my face
Please.
on it. Have you seen this man? Watch out for his lanyard. It's horrible.
Oh, man.
But anyways, I thought that was a funny story. Matt does stupid things. Who'd have thunk, right? All right, so CGF 2018 wrap up.
Yay.
This was awesome. I have a couple bullet points on here from things that I did. We were completely separate the entire weekend because you
we
had
really
a booth
were.
and I was actually working the show
I mean, you
floor.
would come. I was stuck at a booth the whole time, so I really didn't get to see a whole lot, but you would pass by and like throw me a Coke or some snacks
Literally
or
just
something.
with my keys, like just like a ballista. It was great.
So yeah.
So I've got a couple bits though. Then
I heard about cool things from you though.
yeah, it was great. So first off, my feet still don't work that well, and my voice clearly doesn't work that well. And here's why. So for those of you that were at the Palmer, you'll understand. But for those of you that weren't, it's a convention center, and Classic Game Fest is the entire bottom floor of this convention center. And we had it broken down into two specific halls. You had the exhibit hall where all the vendors and the artists and all that stuff was, and then on the back half, separate off by this it's a convention hall, so like the rolling wall partitions with one door. We had I don't think it ever had a name. It was like hall number 2 or the event hall or the music hall. It depends on whatever it was going on. I called it a million different things, where we had, the panel and the music stage, the free play, the arcades, and the tournament sections all set up. And a really cool thing I noticed on the program, David set it up like a really big Nintendo controller. Did you ever notice that on the program?
No.
Yeah, like the tournament section was a big plus, and then the band booths were the A and B buttons.
Dude, that's rad.
It was really, really cool.
That
And
is
then
the raddest idea ever.
the free play section were the stripes on the controller, and there was a start and a select and everything, and it was
Dude,
neat.
that is so cool.
Yeah, he was. It's like, man, you were bored, weren't you?
That's super
It was
cool.
very creative. Yeah, he did a really good job with it. So my job,
Amazing attention to detail
oh
too.
yeah, my job initially this weekend was to run the events hall this year, because last year I ran the panel stage, which was separate, and was in charge of doing all that and everything. So this year it was the other hall. So that was a switch. At first I was like, no, music loud, bad. But we realized at about 8:55 Saturday morning that if I'm going to be in the events hall, I can't be doing all the announcements and all the vendor plugs and talks about that I did last year previously. So and then there was no one else to do it. So at the last minute, me, being an idiot, said, you know what? Just give me both microphones because there's a microphone for both hall. I'll just do both of the work. I'll just do all the work. Don't worry about it. No problem. No, not a big deal at all, right?
Sounds like you.
So the whole weekend I had 2 gigantic microphones jammed in my pockets and spent the whole weekend walking from one end of the convention center to the other, like power walking though, because I'd have to be in the events hall, do stuff, and power walk to the front of the convention hall to get the new vendor plugs and talk to all the vendors and see how everyone was doing. And then I'd get stopped halfway through and people would be on the walkie-talkie, just back and forth, back and forth. I wish I would have taken a step counter. I'm pretty sure I walked halfway across the state of Texas this week.
Should have had a Poco Walker.
Yeah. Dude, my feet are not the best shape right now at all. Like I was
I bet.
I haven't been that sore in a long time. Since about last year. This time, actually, now that I think about it. But it was a lot of fun. A couple of things. So the music, I love to death. I was terrified because I don't do loud noises super well.
Yeah.
Like I'm super loud, but anything louder than me is too loud.
And what's crazy is you love music,
Yeah.
but you hate live for some weird reason.
So loud, dude.
Yeah, but it's so fun.
Yeah.
I can't get him to go to a concert with me. I've been trying
I will
forever.
die. I'll just die.
And
all right?
I can't make it happen.
Well, all right. See if this happens to any of you. So when I'm in a really, really big crowd or like loud music, I have a really hard time distinguishing sounds. So I can't hear anything. So if you're talking to me and we're in a really loud room, I'm like, what? I'm sorry. And I'm worthless. And it's just difficult for me just to cope.
Yeah.
I've talked to some folks and that happens to them before. If that happens to y'all, please let me know. Make me feel better about myself. But so I was just terrified that it was just gonna be horrible. Not due to the music itself, or just because me being a big baby. But it was so cool, and it was super loud, and my ears were ringing for a while because we had Descendants of Veradric, which are just awesome but incredibly loud.
Yeah.
And the Returners, which were even more incredibly loud and super, super awesome though. But I want to do it again next year because these people are all super, super cool. Like, you go to con, you meet a lot of nice people. One of my favorite things of this con is everybody was so nice. And because I worked the band stage with Rick, who I also got to hang out with Rick for a while, and I love Rick to death now. Best beard in the company, just want to say. Well, maybe Ben's, but nah, Rick's better. Sorry, Ben. He's going to listen to this and he's going to punch me in the face. He's going to say, what? All of these musicians, they're all so nice and so gracious and so friendly. I just want to do it again so I can talk to them again next year. It was great.
Awesome. That's one thing that I have to say about Classic Game Fest. It is definitely my favorite convention, even after Frightmare, and that's saying something.
Yeah.
Because if you've been listening to the podcast for a while now, you know how much I love horror and how much I love Texas Frightmare. I go every year. I've gone every year for the past 6 years, I think, and I love it so much. Everybody is also incredibly friendly there, and I've met friends that are that I still talk to that I met at that convention. So, but CGF is actually my favorite because I feel like there's this sense of, I don't know.
It is just kind of a sense of camaraderie.
Yes.
With, the hardcore gamers and just the casual gamers. Everyone's, it's a lot of cons have that common purpose thing. But I really get it a lot at CGF.
Yeah.
And I see it at Frightmare too, where it's a big con, but it's not a massive con.
Yes.
Where you get 7,000 people kind of thing.
It's what it sounds like an oxymoron, but it's what I would call a big little con, I guess.
Yeah. Biggest little con in Texas.
Yeah, exactly. But it just, I don't know, it's something about the type of people that it draws. But everybody is so incredibly friendly. It's easy to talk to people. I've never had a bad encounter.
Definitely.
And I love it. That's why those are my 2 favorite conventions.
Oh yeah, for sure. And I can see why.
It's
I'm
super
not
cool.
as big into horror movies as you are, but I definitely get that where everyone there is just and everyone's super happy. You don't get a lot of that angry, stuck-up nerd.
Yes.
Where it's obviously you haven't seen this.
That
or
does
haven't
not
played
happen.
That. No one's like that. It's
No.
super awesome. But I loved, 88-bit was this awesome keyboard player. Super friendly guy. I loved it. Played some epic, obscure stuff I hadn't even heard of before. He played Marble Madness and then a game, the title of which I can't remember. but it was awesome. The music was great for it. Zero Wolf, which is super cool. He plays a keytar by
Man,
himself.
I
with
wish I
these-
would have seen
with
that
these
guy.
Epic lamb chops and this vest and the hair, and he just rocks out so hard. And it's the second year here, and I love that man so much because it's like, yeah, it's really hard to make a keytar look cool, and he just sells it so hard.
I mean, keytars are pretty cool.
It's you're unique. It's just like, dude, this guy's all right. It's like epic, like synthwave kind of stuff. Like you would have loved it.
God. I wish I could have
Like
seen that
DJ
guy.
Rock Band was there doing like interludes the whole weekend, which is epic, awesome, like video game hip hoppy stuff. One Up or Creative Mind Frame or however you want to call himself, the single nicest human being I have ever met in my life. Like he's not gonna listen to this show probably, but if he happens to hear it, you're an amazing human being. Like that man was so friendly. Like he just exudes like happiness and friendliness. He's such an awesome person. I love him to death. Like he's so cool.
And I really love that, and it's really awesome to know that because I am the type of person all the way that votes with, my wallet or my support or whatever, So if I really love something, of course I'm going to support it. But it makes me really happy to know that the people that I'm supporting are super friendly and are super gracious and humble.
Definitely.
I really love that. And it makes me want to support them even more.
And that's something else. Like when he went on for his thing, anyone else who's around, he's like, "You want to play too? You want to play too? Everyone come up on stage. We'll all play together." He's like,
that's
"This
so
is
cute.
my time," Like
Yeah.
he doesn't do that.
Yeah.
It's like, "You got an instrument you want to play? Let's go play."
That's
great.
awesome.
I'm like, that's so cool.
That's really
I love
cool.
that to death. Anyway, I don't want to at any point, in case I forget to mention, like the returners were awesome as always. Megaran was there. Megaran closed the show out. He was great. Bitforce was
Megaran is pretty cool.
freaking awesome. I know I'm forgetting people. There was an awesome guy on the ocarina who I cannot remember anymore. And I'm in so much trouble because I forgot his name. But every single musician we talked to was amazingly gracious and extraordinarily friendly.
That's awesome.
And I'm just super happy to do it again next year, specifically because they were so awesome. Like it's worth going deaf to hang out with those people again.
Oh, that's really cool.
Good times. So, what'd you do all weekend, Brady? Oh, that's right. Sit down.
Hey, I stood sometimes too.
Oh, good. Like, I remember I walked over there to
Dude.
go on my break and was like, chair for the love of God.
Oh my God, it's so funny. There was a brief period where I was like, okay, so I'm sitting at my booth and, of course people are coming and talking to me and it's awesome. I really love to talk. And if you came to talk to me, you know that I do. And if you watch the podcast, you know that I do as well.
Would not let you get
And
away. Like, wait, do you
So
like horror
I'm-
movies? Have a seat.
I'm like super chatty Cathy. So I was like really happy when people would come. Yeah. So people would come talk to me and I'm like, hey, blah, 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 because that's how I am. So it's awesome. I really love that. But there was a time where I was trying so hard not to fall asleep. So
You seem to have that problem a lot in life.
I mean,
what is the matter? Do you not go to bed or something?
I love to
Like,
nap.
I don't sleep.
Let me just
but
put
I'm
it out there.
good.
I love to nap, but I also really liked. I stay up super late. I'm a night owl. I can't.
I just want to say we have at those points where we've like played a video game at night and I've left, and I'm like, okay, like call me in the morning and we'll we'll do something or whatever. Or well, like call me when you wake up, I should say, are the words that are spoken. So you'll go to bed, I'm assuming at like 1 o'clock in the morning. Okay, 1 or 2 a.m., which isn't that bad. So one would assume the average human needs approximately 8 hours of sleep.
I think
and that
really-
means if you go to bed at 2, hold on now. We're gonna do some. I gotta think really hard about this math here. That means you would be awake around 10 a.m. I'll wait until like 1 and call you and be like,
No,
like, how
'cause
are
I
you
think-
still in bed?
I think I average.
Like 12 hours.
No, I think I actually go to sleep closer to like 4 in the morning.
Okay.
Sometimes.
What do you do so long then?
I just like to stay up late. I don't know.
I mean, I do too. Like, I just don't sleep. Like, I have actually really hard time sleeping. So I'll get much less sleep than average.
It's
Like, I'll
kind
sleep more
of
like
a-
4 hours a night. but-
It's kind of a mixture of stuff. If I can't sleep, I'll draw or paint or whatever.
Yeah.
Try to get some pieces done, or I'll read or watch something, or just anything that kind of.
I'm actually waiting. I'm waiting for because I've already noticed that I'm definitely not 20 anymore. Like, there are a lot of things I've realized where like you don't get kidney stones when you're 20. kind of thing.
I mean, I'm sure there's.
Actually, there are exceptions, but
Yeah.
it's definitely not something that happens to most younger men.
Oh.
So there are things I've noticed where, man, not working as well. Things aren't working as well as they used to.
Oh no, you're not even that old.
I know. Well, I've talked to I've got a couple of friends of mine that are older, like in their 40s, and he's like, yeah. It started when I, started when I turned 30. You noticed
Oh,
things are
no.
starting to not work quite as well, and it's all downhill from there, baby. I'm
Oh,
like,
no.
good. Thankfully, though, I still can operate on a pretty limited amount of sleep and stay up all the time because I tend to be pretty busy with work and then do this stuff. But
Yeah.
so my video game time tends to be in the wee hours of the night and during the witching hour. And I'll play Final Fantasy till like 4 in the morning sometimes, then get up and go to a meeting or something like that. But not our meetings, David. Of course, I'm always good to go and everything. He's gonna listen. He's like, "Oh, is that a fact, Matt?" Like, no, sir. Of course not. But that's how I get my time in. But I'm actually quite curious, listeners here, how you get your game time in because as we get older, in like real life, that horrible real life where some of us have kids and pets and 9-to-5 jobs and how do you manage to play video games? Because I don't have kids. Thank God. That's just me.
Wow.
I mean, I've got too much stuff, man. I don't want this stuff.
Seriously though.
And but I've got a job that I definitely work a good, I'd say, oftentimes more than 40 hours a week and stuff like that, and a lot of long drives and everything. And so I've got to kind of squeeze to play games, and I get a lot of game time in anyways, but that's just because I don't sleep. So how do you guys get your game time in? Like, what do you do? Do you buy the husband or wife a cookie, chloroform the kids here? I've got a friend that I played Destiny with, and he's got 3 kids. You know who I'm talking about. And he's like, man, I got to go. The kid's crying. I'm like, I'm telling you, dude, just a little bit of chloroform. She will
Wow.
be out. No problem. Not many lasting ill effects either. And he's like, no. Come on. Where it's like, how you doing, buddy? He's like, oh, the little ones start to sleep through the night. I'm like, yeah, good. Sounds good, man. But yeah, so how do you get your game time in? I'm just genuinely curious. Let us know. What do you do? What are your tricks as you get older? Because it definitely gets harder.
It does. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, most assuredly. I'm sorry, I don't know how we got on that
don't know.
track all of a sudden. But anyways, so musical acts. Something else that I also loved, and it's kind of the same theme where as I was going around, because I was the guy doing, welcome to Classic Game Fest, and I was so if you're at CGF and you know some like jerk on the Overcom all weekend, or Overcom, Intercom, Overwatch, just Tracer bouncing around the place. The guy on the mic, that was me all weekend long, so I'm sorry if I was obnoxious. It's kind of what I do. But
You were, and I
because of
thought
that-
I actually thought you did a really good
Well,
job.
thank you.
You did.
I had
You
a
did.
lot of fun. Like, poor people put
I thought your
they
jokes
put
were funny, too.
2 mics in my hands, and they're like, "Here, Matt, go nuts." I'm like, okay, no problem. But so I had to go around and I was doing all the vendor plugs, which is something I love about CGF is we go around and we give the vendors advertising. So it's like, here's this card, write your the name of your booth, what number it is, and something you want us to tell about. So like we did like your booth. I know you were a tiny tentacle, and your booth number, and you were a quirky heart for the quirky art for the quirky heart. My
Quirky
voice
art?
still isn't quite quirky art for the quirky heart, right?
Yes, yeah.
So show up to a tiny tentacle when it doesn't matter. And so I was doing that all weekend, but people weren't always turning their stuff in. So I was going around extorting vendors for their vendor plugs. They're like, hi, how's it going? Do you want free advertising? Don't make me write it down for you, kind of thing. So I was going around, and because I was talking to all the vendors, like, did we do this? Have I talked about you yet? I mean, you have your thing. Write down your thing. I'll be right here. Let's do it. So I got to talk to almost all the vendors this weekend. A good chunk of them. Just how's your weekend? What's going on? Anything we can do for you? And just everyone's so nice. I just love talking to people because I've people from different states.
Yeah.
Like Holy Grail was there. I think they're from Ohio.
Oh wow.
Geekazoid there. They're local people.
Yeah.
We know they come into this location here. I got to see them, which is amazing. I got to see a whole lot of locals from Houston that would run by and smack me in the face because I didn't notice them and stuff like that. But it's just so cool, so awesome. And there weren't really any I'm sure you were out there, but I didn't see any jerks, any rude people. Everyone was just so nice and so happy, and I'm being a broken record because it was surprising almost in a way. Like everyone was just so happy to be there. It was
Basically,
great.
what we're trying to say is next year you should totally go to CGF.
Yeah, if after all of my
come
griping
see
and
me.
moaning and you didn't sign up for next year, one, shame on you. And 2, I'm going to come find you and make you sign up for next year. I'm going to do it. But so I'm just going to, unless you had anything else to add, I'm going to keep going down my list here. No?
No.
Okay. Special guests Warren Davis and John Newcomer. Yes.
Man, I'm so bummed. I didn't get to see that panel.
Yeah, panels.
Panels.
So Warren Davis, if you don't know, is the man. Well, not there were other people, but the main man behind Q*bert.
Mm-hmm.
You know, little purple with the long schnoz thing and everything. Purple, orange.
I was like,
Tired, recovering, colors, facts, none. So he was there, and he did a great panel about, just the development of Q*bert and different stages and different versions of the game and the arcade cabinets and stuff like that. And not only is he super awesome, super nice, but I loved watching his panel to the point where he was like, "I've only got a couple minutes to go," and I was like, "No, you keep going. I got 30 minutes till the next panel, and they can wait. You keep going." Because I was on the stage like, "Oh, they're gonna drag me off." I'm like, "No. I want you to keep going. You got more in there?" He's like, "Yeah." Then you keep going. This is really cool.
That's awesome.
He kept going for like 15, 20 minutes because the next panel was just a panel. There was no setup or anything. So we program in leeway time. So he thought he only had a half hour, and which we said he only had a half hour. But I'm like, nah, you got time, baby. Go. Tell me more about this awesome thing and how you used to program stuff back in the 70s. Super amazing. And, oh my God. Like, I just love how back in the time where computers had like 64 kilobits of memory. And can you imagine? Like, I know you aren't very familiar with computer sizes, but for reference, the memory card in the camera we're recording is a 64 gigabyte. A gigabyte is 1,000 megabytes.
That I knew.
Okay. A megabyte is 1,000 kilobytes. Okay. So 64 kilobytes were the maximum memory for programming this thing.
That's crazy.
Wow. Like, they had to be insanely creative and resourceful to do anything. I don't know how they did it. Like, nowadays we're like, I'm going to play with Unity and make a game in 30 minutes, and we're going to game's done quick and all that. No, or Game Jam. Game's done quick as a speed run thing, but where they'll make a game in 24 hours and do some very impressive stuff in 24 hours. You couldn't do that back in the 70s. No, it's like the visual effects in Tron. They actually had 3 separate, very large computers that were better at certain things. Like, this computer is better at doing things with right angles. This computer is better with doing things with a bit more of a curve. And you just had to like write down numbers and feed them into the computer and hope it worked out right.
Crazy.
Yeah.
That is
We got
crazy.
it real easy now, dude. Like, oh my God. So that was awesome. And then the next day we had John Newcomer, which was the man behind Joust. Everyone knows who Joust is now, especially if you read or not even so much watch now, but definitely if you read Ready Player One. There wasn't really any Joust in the movie, was there? Now that I think about it. They removed the whole Joust thing.
No. Isn't that what he was playing at the end?
Was it? That wasn't. I thought it was an adventure.
It was?
Yeah.
I thought it was Joust.
In the book was the first key, and in the movie it was the race.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I thought in the movie, was it?
Yeah. Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah. In the game, he had to fight the ghost thing with Joust.
In the movie.
No, in the book.
No, I remember that in the book, but I swear in the
I thought it was
in the
adventure.
movie the end was Joust.
I swear it was adventure.
No, am I making that up?
I could
Maybe.
be wrong. I thought it was adventure. But
I could be.
It's out on video now. We need to watch it again anyway.
I have a horrible memory, so yeah.
You do indeed. I'm actually really looking forward. Britt ordered a horror movie, Trivial Pursuit.
Yes.
Which is great because Britt is definitely the master when it comes to horror movies.
I am.
But she also has a horrible memory.
I do.
So I'm actually kind of curious about the dichotomy of, well, you technically know more about the movies, but you also can't remember your name half the time.
Can you remember?
And I can. So it'll be a very interesting kind of thing where it's
I don't know. I'm curious because I feel like I remember like worthless information.
Because there are times where it's like, hey, Brittany, where'd you put your keys? I don't know. Brittany, you drove here. What are you going to do? I don't know.
It's not that bad.
But so John Newcomer, awesome. Also, I know you weren't there either, but so Lonnie McDonald, the Joust maestro.
I bet that would have been so cool to see.
This is the man who's maxed the score. And when I say maxed the score is there's only the score in Joust only goes so high until it rolls over. It's either 99 million or 909 million or whatever the point is. It's some series of nines, and it just rolls back over to 1. So that's the best score you can get in the game. At CGF this weekend, he maxed the score out for the 200th time.
Dude, that's so cool.
Yeah, this guy's he's maxed the score in Joust in all 50 states in the country. And he was doing it here, and I'm just sitting here watching.
That's
I'm like,
pretty
wow. It took him
awesome.
hours. And I have no idea
I
how he didn't
bet.
have to go to the bathroom.
Oh, I heard your announcement about that. That was
It's
super
like,
funny.
The real question here is, how did you not have to pee? But it was so brilliant because then when he beats the thing, he's like, well, I got to enter my initials, but I have to die first. So he takes like a USB cable out of his pocket and ties the joystick off to the left and just gets up and walks away for a minute while all of his copious amounts of lives.
That's when he went to the bathroom.
Yeah, exactly. He went to the bathroom. Because it only shows that he has like 5 lives. So he's dying and the lives aren't going down because he has so many extra lives stocked.
Yeah.
And we're just like, like, oh my God. It's insane. So it was super cool to talk to him and, just the, his passion for the game and the kind of madness that drove him to be the absolute best. And, what that entails. And, he's got these awesome, like, gloves. He's like, dude, your wrists have got to hurt real bad.
I know.
At the end of all, like,
He's
just
probably used to it.
Massive wrist muscles. Could break walnuts with fingers. Sorry, I don't know why he turned into Zangief. And crush men's, like, was it quail's egg between thighs? But that was glorious. I also bought way too many limited run games because those jerks were there. So limited run games I've talked about many
I thought
times
it
on
was
this
really
show.
cool that they were there.
Yes. Yeah.
And there was 2 games that I meant to stop by and buy from them.
Just didn't have time.
And I just didn't have time.
Let's see.
Hopefully they'll be on their website.
I got Skullgirls because it's Skullgirls, which I don't know why I bought because it's really cool, and especially because it has a manual in it. Yes, games with manuals. So that's awesome. But it's a fighting game, and no one plays fighting games with me. I'm not that good at fighting games. Like the only fighting game I'm good at is Smash, and no one plays that with me anymore. Which is one of the reasons why I stopped playing is I had to like beg people to play with me. And then so because of that, no one plays other fighting games with me. I'm like, I'm not good at Street Fighter. I'm not good at Tekken. I'm not like just no one wants to play with me. It's horrible. So
I mean, I'll
if
play
you want to
Street
play with
Fighter
me,
with you.
please let me know. I have Skullgirls for PS4, and I'm never going to play it because no one wants to play with me. I'm not that good. I promise. I'm really bad. I played it like twice. Well, I got that, and then I got I got some Fig Newton cookies, and also a physical copy of Nex Machina because I've talked about my just love for that game, so now I own it physically. Yay.
Yeah,
What?
and haven't you played Nex for the channel?
Once, yes, we did.
Okay.
Yeah. And I have
I may
since,
be remembering
since
that
actually
incorrectly.
beaten the game on one run, and I've never about a month ago I played through the game, beat all of it on a 1 continue, and I've never been remotely close to that since.
Really?
I don't know what kind of zone I was in. Like I had a
I
really
know.
bad day, and I got home and was like, robots must die, and I just wrecked them, and it was done. And I'm like, wait, what happened? And I forgot to screenshot it. I forgot to do anything.
It was an out-of-body
It
experience.
really was. Like I was focused.
He blacked out.
It was like with the music and the techno, like do 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 do. Oh, it was great. And I have to do it since then. I've been trying to do it, like record it since then and put it on the show. I'm like, I can't do it. I don't know how I did it. Screw you, game. But I got that, and then I can't remember the name of the other game. I got the one because it was one of the ones you were looking at with the little demon girl with the red eyes. I'm like, oh, it's a roguelike.
Oh,
I'll play that.
yeah.
That's cool.
Man.
It's like it's not Momotaro. That's something else.
Something. It was a Momo something.
Momo something. Yeah. Momo. No problem.
But it looked really cool, and I was like, I have to have that.
Yeah, so I got that as well, and that was great. I have a lot of games to play now. Like I added to my
Yes.
backlog because I also today, thank you very much, by the way, picked me up Code of Princess for the Switch, which if you haven't played,
You're welcome.
is literally Guardian Heroes. Like on the back, it makes a reference. Did you notice that it makes a reference to Guardian Heroes on the back? It's like it's really blatant. Like this is what this game is. It's Guardian Heroes. And it's hilarious. And like, half the characters are half naked, which I don't really have a problem with. Like just like male or female, they're just half naked.
Yeah.
It's a thing.
Hey, man, whatever floats your boat.
Although I do have to say it is hilarious. The main character is this princess wearing like the royal battle armor, they call it. And have you seen this picture? Like you've seen the cover, right?
Yeah.
Where it's like a chainmail bikini in the loosest sense of the word bikini, because there really ain't much there, and a cape and a gigantic sword. I think to myself, it's a game, and I know it's a video game, and I really don't care how far video games push things usually because it's whatever. But
Yeah, neither do I.
but damn, it's.
I thought you were going to be like, how impractical.
Well, that's what I mean. It's like, like, not only is she probably really cold, but like you could throw like rocks at that girl, unless it creates like a magical force field.
Maybe.
Which is a video game, so probably so. She's definitely got all the mobility in the world. You know, I mean, it works for Wonder Woman, whatever. But so I'm going to be playing the crap out of that. And it's multiplayer, so you have to play it with me.
Yay, I definitely will.
Yeah. It's going to be awesome. But that's kind of it for the most part. You know, I just little bullet points about how awesome the show was and, you know, how exhausted everybody was because of it, how much fun the whole thing was and how well it went and how I got to talk into a microphone all weekend and go like this into a mic and hear my voice over the speakers.
It was fun. I definitely can't wait for next year.
Someone pay me to talk. No, sorry.
Oh, my God.
Oh, man.
You're too much.
But it was a blast. So thank you, everyone who showed up. And, you know, for people that recognized us, that was even better.
Yes, thank you.
But it was a true joy to do it. I'm looking forward to doing it next year.
Yes, me too.
Yeah.
And
Also,
I don't know if you want me to say this, but a lot of you expressed to me
oh no,
that you would like it if we tried to do more episodes. So Matt and I have actually been talking about that and kind of been...
You've been talking about it. I've been saying no. I mean, like, I don't have time for that.
I think it would be really cool. It definitely is.
We'll talk about it. We'll see what we can do.
Yeah,
if it's feasible to make it a bi-monthly thing, we will try. I mean, we have enough ideas for episodes. We're not going to run out of content. I mean, I'll just do another robot show.
I mean, we have some...
But I mean, we have
pretty
several shows on the pipeline. Like, you know, we need to do a Mega Man X show. We're still going to do a Castlevania show. We're going to do a big arcade game show sometime down the future.
Yeah, the arcade one I thought
it's going to be
would be really cool.
Yeah.
So we have a lot of really good ideas, and if you guys are down for it, I'm down for trying to find the time to do that.
Yeah.
Because I love doing the podcast. It's super fun. Thank you for telling us that you enjoy it, even though we're weird.
You're among friends.
But I appreciate that. So
Most
I
definitely.
think it would be really cool to kind of play around with that idea and see what we can come up with. And I also want to do a little more of the play things.
You're going to play Gunstar Heroes before you do anything else.
I hate...
Nope. It's going to happen.
Can't we do Cuphead?
After.
I want to do Cuphead.
After Gunstar Heroes. I don't care, guys.
I had another one.
Guys,
which one was it?
I'm thinking of turning the game to... I'm thinking in order to get Britt to beat the game, I think we're going to turn the game to... Help me out here, Britt.
It's because I won't pay attention.
Turn the game to...
I don't know
easy. Oh, God.
I don't know what it is about that game, but I know that...
You suck at it. That's what it is. Plain and simple.
I know I'm not going to focus.
The bad.
I'm not going to focus, so...
I don't get it. You
maybe.
love those kind of games. Why is it my favorite games? You're like, I don't like it.
I don't... You made me sound like her.
I was the turkey all along. You got
I don't know.
biscuits.
I don't know. What was the other one that we were thinking about doing, though? I was like, oh, we should do Cuphead, and then we should also play Katamari.
Yeah.
We should do Katamari.
Right.
That game is amazing, and that would be super fun.
Once you play Gunstar Heroes again,
I guess I'm going to have to get through this Gunstar Heroes.
You have to learn the whole process of holding the B button and not just going with it like that. I know it's really tough, but somehow, I know it's a lot harder than Animal Crossing, bro. But, you know,
hey,
there's
don't
actually
you hate on Animal Crossing?
There's a purpose to the game.
Don't hate. Animal Crossing is amazing.
Mm-hmm. It's just fine.
And it would be a fun world to live in. I'm just saying.
If your love of the Hobbit's weed has dulled your senses. Good Lord. Okay. On a brief side note, because we're just about to break it. We're breaking an hour. Darn it! We were so close.
Oh, that's what I was gonna say earlier. That I had told someone was talking to me about, the show and blah 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 blah. We were talking.
So true.
Thank you. You know who you are. And
we try.
I know. And I was telling him, yes, sometimes we come into the podcast place.
The podcast, but the Game Over
also
Cast
known as
Studio.
the store.
Also known as Game Over Videogames Webster. If you want to come in, we're
I don't
open
know
Monday
why
through
I
Sunday.
just couldn't say store, but we come
11
into
to
the
8 Monday through Saturday, 12 to 7 on Sundays.
But we come into the store and we're like, all right, man. So we're just going to make it like 30 minutes, right? 30 to 45 minutes. That's
Whoops.
it. And then 2 hours later, we can't do it. But that's okay because it's fun and I like to talk. So.
Well, I mean, whatever.
I don't
mean, while we're over, there is one more thing I kind of wanted to mention.
Mm-hmm.
It's not video game related at all, but it's like general nerddom. So it kind of falls in there.
Okay.
So Arrow Video
Yes.
is doing their summer sale right now. Anyone who doesn't know,
Yes.
Arrow Video is a UK-based, they are UK-based, right?
Yes.
I
believe
movie
so.
provider where they're very much like limited run games, but in a
movies,
film
but-
sense. Yes.
but for horror movies
Man,
mainly.
If they start doing games, you should tell them like doing like awesome re-releases of like Resident Evil and stuff. You should email them.
But
might actually
isn't
need
that
to-
what Limited Run is doing?
Well, it's for everything though.
Yeah.
I mean, there are other like limited run-esque developers out there. I wouldn't mind having more. Why not? More
That's true.
competition breeds good.
Be cool.
But anyway, so they're doing their summer sale right now, and they don't just do horror movies; they do horror, a lot of horror and sci-fi,
Yeah. But it is
and like campy
mostly-
70s, 80s stuff also.
Yeah.
Like
but
they,
it is mostly
yeah,
horror.
old stuff that hasn't seen a non-digital or crappy release in 15 years or whatever. They're doing the summer
Or
sale
more.
right now. Yeah, it's been a very long, like 30 years in some cases, or 40 or whatever. Whatever, I can't count maths. They're doing their summer sale right now, so I'm just going to be completely broke by the end of the evening. It's going till August 6th, so
Absolutely.
even if this comes at a day or two late on like the 2nd or 3rd, which it might be, I apologize once again for that being late. We're recording on the 1st right now because we're just dead inside. But I will make sure it's up at least by the 3rd. If not, then you can just come hit me or whatever. That's fine. But yeah, do my absolute best. But normally we would have had it up. We would have had it recorded, on the 15th or something, but we were trying to record
And
at
we
CGF.
we really tried to squeeze in recording at CGF, but everybody was so tired.
It
And
would have just been like
we were all over the place. So
So
we're like,
So
no, we'll
it
just
didn't
wait.
work. Yeah, we just couldn't make it work. It didn't happen. But so sorry about that once again if it's a little bit late. I hate having things be late. But just this once, whatever. So yeah, go check it out. Just arrowvideo.com.
Yeah.
Because they have like Big Trouble in Little China and Phantasm.
Yes.
And Guyver, the awesome Mark Hamill Guyver. If anyone doesn't know what Guyver is, by the way, it's not quite robot, but I still like it. Where it's a story about this guy who gets this like alien power. I mean, it's power armor. So whatever, it works. This awesome like green power armor with like elbow blades and stuff and everything, and he has like cannons in his chest. And so they made a awful American version of this movie for some reason back in the 80s starring Luke Skywalker. It's so good, and it has what's his face from The Hills Have Eyes, the crazy guy with he's bald and who looks like he'd just be a movie bad guy forever. He's actually incredibly friendly because we knew him that one year in A Fright Also. I can't remember what's his name.
I can't remember.
So nice.
I can't recall.
He was in like Weird Science too, and all these other like he was always a bad guy. He was never like a nice lawyer or anything like that.
But yeah.
But he's one of the bad guys. So check it out if you're into. A lot of people have kind of the same interest. So if you're into,
Definitely.
like old cheesy horror movies or sci-fi films.
They did a lot of really cool releases for some Dario Argento films.
Yeah. That's
saw
right. Michael, I haven't texted you.
Yes.
But, they're doing not Suspiria. The one with
It was
Jennifer
Phenomena.
Connelly. Yeah, Phenomena.
Yeah.
Awesome. They're doing that, and then other stuff like Big Trouble in Little China and everything. And they have this beautiful box art. So if you're a collector, it's just like yes.
Yeah, it's awesome.
It's just lovely. Did I mention Phantasm? I did. The
Yes,
whole,
you did.
Phantasm box set.
And Big Trouble twice.
Sorry. Some of my favorite movies. I'm sorry.
Yeah, Big Trouble's
Really, really
amazing.
good.
I love that movie.
We saw People Under the Stairs and Demons and
I love that movie too.
Phenomena. All right, we're done. That's the most time I will dictate to classical horror movie cast. Stay tuned. If you want to hear us talk about horror movies,
Right.
please leave a message at podcast@gameovervideogames.com. But seriously, though, thank you very much for listening. And if you do have any questions or comments, game recommendations, things you want to hear us talk about, let us know. You can leave a comment on the YouTube channel or send us an email to
podcast@gameovervideogames.com.
I love how every time you're like,
I know.
I think this
I
might
always
be
have
the
to pause
email.
and think about it.
That's right.
But
podcast
yeah, if you have
at gameovervideogames.com.
any show ideas that you want us to do, I'm totally down
Let us
for
know,
that.
especially because some of you crazy people want us to do them twice in a month now.
I know.
God.
Which is really cool. Thank you again for that.
Dance, monkey, dance. Thank you again, though. I think we're about ready to get out of here.
Yeah.
I am your host, Matt. That is your host, Britt. And we'll see you next time on Game Overcast. Bye.
Bye.
I woke up this morning and I just thought to myself, gosh, I really love robots. I looked in the mirror and went, you know what, Matt? You're the kind of guy that likes robots. And I looked back at
God.
myself and went, yeah, we are. Oh, hi there.
So weird.
Welcome back to Game Overcast. I was just pontificating. Anyways,
Wait, what? That was it?
What?
That was an intro?
it is now.
I mean, it's not anymore.
You're right. Never mind.
Oh man, that's
Gotcha. That's one for you.
Shoot. Man, you're the one that always messes up.